Hello, hello. Hey, Fausto. I was watching the school board meeting, that last speaker. Yeah. They're very involved over there, very passionate. And I think some of that needs to rub off on parents down here. You know what I mean? Happy Hearts Day. Hi, Shonda.
I'm defeated, feel mistreated.
Oh, what is this?
I'm so angry, I'm singing a song.
I hate freaking ads. I think I got to go back to my paid. So worth it. Anyway, hey, Nadia, how you doing? Happy Valentine's. Just to wrap up the night with a quick little conversation. I was talking about this with someone earlier today. Hey, Christy. Welcome, welcome. Who's married or who's got a couple, who's got a special love? What did you guys do tonight? You guys do anything for Valentine's? Anything in particular special? Do you guys do the usual, you know, what I like to call amateur night kind of thing? Go out to dinner, maybe go see a movie or something. Hi, Lupita. That was quite the conversation you were having earlier tonight. But I'm glad you got involved. I think all sides need to be heard, right? I'm married, but he knows I'll drop him for... Oh, really? For him? Yeesh. You're easy. Just kidding. Junk. Why did I get that junk? So what do you guys do? To you non-married people, do you guys do the date night thing and go all out with the balloons and red roses and rose petals on the floor and Valentine's Day cards and all this and that? Do you guys do that still? Hi, Irma. Yeah, I did. It was I saw it coming. I was gonna cut it off, but I was like, maybe they'll end up on a good note. But thank you for participating. I think it's important to watch these, and I wish the one locally here was the video and audio quality. I wish it was better, and I suppose they're happy with it just the way it is. Well, that's for a different day. Sean, I've been married for 34 years next month. Box of chocolate and quiet dinner like every other night. Okay. We celebrated Home Depot getting their heads out of their butts. Well, that's always good. Nope, I'm happy single. My son keeps me busy. Well, there you go. I mean, I've got something to say about single parents too, moms in particular, but it's not a very popular opinion, but it's my opinion. Fausto, nah, don't do that. Just get whatever that is special to me, some gifts, and then with them a happy holiday. All right. So, are the days of all that extravagant? I mean, you go out here, at least in Brownsville, and every other corner, you've got people selling teddy bears and gift baskets out of their vans or trucks or whatever, and they'll pop a little table pops up, and then they've got a dozen gift baskets and baskets with snacks and toys and chocolate and stuffed animals, all that. For the guy who forgets and he's on his way home, and oh crap, I forgot to get her this or I forgot to get her that, and that's why those people are out there. And I guess thank God for them. For some people, I don't know. I think it gets to a point when you've been in your relationship for such a long time where it's not really special, right? This is more for people that are dating or recently people that have been brought together more recently, right? Like amateur night. I keep calling it amateur night. I kept trying to end on a good note, but it was like I know. I'll tell you about that later. I chatted with her a little bit after you guys were done. Hey, what up, Troy? Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Elizabeth, how you doing? Board meeting tonight. Yes, we're in the same county as Mill Creek, just a different district. Getting masks off kids is a great Valentine's gift. Are you one of the districts that got the masks removed? I know that lady made the announcement that 3 or 4 districts went for that. That's awesome. Very good. I think that needs to happen. I think for the benefit of the kids. And I've got some people here in Brownsville that are interested and would like some guidance with trying to do that. I appreciate if he does something. I surely won't get upset if he doesn't. Rather, 365 days of realness to 1 day of forced romance. Don't call it force. Not forced romance. Just the fact that you put up with him, he should be grateful, right? Nevada governor lifted the mask mandate. And I think that's happening all the way around. It's time. Don't you think it's time already? Don't you feel it kind of coming down and changing? Don't you? Doesn't that feel like all this is starting to come to a head? Come to a decline finally? I mean, for kids, it's got to be miserable. If mine are way grown and they're gone and they're way out of school for a long time. But if I had small kids, I don't know that I would want them masked. I mean, if there was some evidence that, yeah, they were, like I said before, if they were dropping like flies and getting sick and all this, and it was real bad, well, I'll play it by ear. Most likely, I just won't send them to school. I mean, if they're sick in the first place, I'm not going to send them to school anyway. Just like anybody who's sick shouldn't go to work or shouldn't go to school or whatever. Stay your ass home and get well. Don't spread your germs. But anyway, so question of the night. Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing as love at first sight? Or is it lust at first sight, is it perhaps? Are they two different things? Can they be the same thing? Huh? Who wants to share their story? I'd like to hear that. Have you ever? I mean, I know when you look at somebody and maybe you get into a crush situation, you're kind of starstruck. I'll call it starstruck. But you see somebody you're very attracted and you're like, whoa. But that's not love at first sight necessarily. I mean, I don't think it can't be love at first sight. It can be a mutual attraction at first sight, but not necessarily love. You can't just love somebody you don't know, you never met them, haven't talked to them, don't know what's going on, you haven't interacted. I mean, that's not possible, isn't it? My kitty cat wants in love right now. So then that would mean, it doesn't automatically make it lust at first sight, right? Or does it? What's love? What is it that keeps couples together for so long? What is it? And does it have to necessarily be 50-50 always, constantly, always? Midterm elections are coming. They aren't stupid. Yes, it's time. Masks are. It's time. Pennsylvania's worried about a red wave, and they should be. Yeah, I know. There's you know who was out here the other day? What's her name? Crazy bartender chick, AOC, talking about Texas is gonna flip, and she's not all there. You know, she really isn't. Yes, there is love at first sight. How so? Well, we met in August, engaged in November, married in March. So I have to say, yes, it's real. So we met in August, engaged in November. August, September, October, November. So we had 3 months to kind of get to know each other. And at that time, you figured out, yep, I'm going to marry him, right? Yeah, yes, it's very much so. I think there are some people that just the chemistry is just there. I mean, I think some people are just made for each other, and all the the stars are in alignment, or the moon is in alignment with I don't know whatever the F. But there's somebody for everyone, whether or not they get to meet or not, or by chance. But I think everybody's got some kind of a soulmate, and I think once you know, I don't know about first sight, like literally first sight, but I think after spending a little bit of time and you guys, I think there's a definite click. You know how they say, yeah, we just click. I believe in that. He was in the Navy. We saw each other for 3 weekends per month. Dang. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Jennifer. Okay, met my husband 25 years ago. I was married. He says he fell in love with me right then. Found me later, 2019, after I heard he was divorced and married me 1 year later. Oh, wow. So he found you later. So he was stalking you, wasn't he? So he fell in love with you when he met you 25 years ago, huh? It's just the timing was off. See, I think timing is also, you know, I told somebody once, there was somebody who told me, man, I need a boyfriend. I got to find a boyfriend. I'm like, you're in college. I said, quit. I said, quit trying to find somebody. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. But don't try to find something, because then you're going to try to force something, and then it's not going to work. So don't try to make it happen. Just let it happen naturally. When you know, when it's the right time, you'll know. Trust me, you'll know. And sure enough, that happened. And yeah, my kid, she found her guy, and they've been together. They'll be getting married in December. Been together for 13 years, 12 years, 13 years, something like that. And I'm glad. But yeah, I had to tell her, quit looking. It'll happen. If it's supposed to happen, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. But don't force it. That's the worst thing you can do. You know, what does it say? Don't be looking for love. You know, you can't, don't put ads in all these dating sites or profile comments you put on there, what you're looking for and stuff. You don't want to advertise it. You don't want to come off as desperate. And this is for guys too, but I guess I'm more for, I see more ladies do it than men. But you don't necessarily want to advertise that you're single. You know, my thing is, especially, and then if you got kids, that's a whole other story on top of everything else. That's a whole other story. Don't get me started on that one, because you won't believe who convinced me on how that should work. Yeah, you can't. It'll happen. I promise. And if it doesn't, it's for whatever reason it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. Just let it be. Enjoy, if you're single, you know what? Enjoy yourself. And enjoy your family. Enjoy your kids. Alrighty. I never wanted to get married or have kids. Well, here we are 34 years later. Right? Yeah, I know. I saw that. There was a meme. That was funny. That was actually pretty funny. Very funny. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah. Who remembers... it's actually a song. Some of you... fetuses might not remember Looking for Love. And then Eddie Murphy did on Saturday Night Live many moons ago, Wookin' Panub and all the, okay, I don't know. Look up Wookin' Panub. Those of you who know, you'll remember that. 19 when he got married and never been single. Dang. He's a cradle robber, huh? Hey, Jennifer, I was literally not looking. He called knowing I was back and single, and we were always good friends, but he never wanted to overstep, and it literally happened overnight. Well, that's cool, I suppose. It's like if things are going to work, they're going to work. Right, Lupita? Yes. You know what I'm talking about, Christy. Look up buckwheat looking for love. You want to find something funny. Right, back when Saturday Night Live used to be funny. Yeah, I don't find it fun anymore. I have a guest host who's going to be royalty-free music coming up here pretty soon. Just waiting for him to click in, and we'll continue with this fun conversation. What about, okay, let's talk about the other kind of looking for love in the wrong places. Looking for lust. What about one night stands? You guys okay with that stuff? Or is that too personal a question right now? Looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many places. Yeah. And right? Nothing good will come out of that. Nothing good will come out of that. Never does. And well, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. If you haven't had that kind of thing, that's all right. But you know what? Nothing good comes from trying to force something to happen. And I think you have to learn to. I think you got to learn to deal. And just, especially if you got kids, I don't know if you've heard my opinion on this before. But if you chose to have a kid, doesn't matter if you're divorced or not. Let's say you're divorced and you've got that child. That child is now your relationship until they're old enough to be on their own. That's your husband, boyfriend, daughter, best friend, your mate. That's who you're stuck to the hip with, like forever, practically. Nothing else is more important than that. Nothing at all. No relationship, no dude, no guy going crazy because of a guy, and then you got a kid, and you're leaving the kid, and you're kind of neglecting the kid. Nope, that kid is your life, and that's how it has to go. It's like as soon as you made that decision to have the kid, or you had the kid, you gave up all the other rights. Now you're live to take care of that child. Period. You live to take care of him and no other person, no guy, and none of that stuff. All right. Hey, bud.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, everyone, welcome Victor to the program. We're just talking love tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I was watching the show. I'm having to use my phone because my computer crashed
Freaking
and I
out?
did a bunch of updates. So just waiting for that to go through.
That's cool. How you doing tonight? What did you do on Valentine's Day? Anything special for your partner, your woman?
No, we actually celebrated on Saturday since it was like a whole day free, whereas Monday we both work and really didn't leave a lot of time.
Yep. Anything? How long you been married? You married?
Engaged?
How long together?
13 years,
Oh, dang!
I think.
You're practically married.
I hope I'm not getting it wrong, but yeah, 13 years.
You're practically married.
Yeah.
So what are you waiting for? Come on, get chop.
Yeah.
Are
No,
you
we
guys, are you
we
guys
got
around the
engaged
same
maybe
age?
about same age. We were like really good friends in junior high. Went to separate high schools, and then we reconnected and been together ever since.
That's awesome. You
Yeah,
gotta
so
you gotta make it official. You have to legally make it official. I mean,
I think total it might be like 18 years of knowing each other. Dating for 13.
yeah. So my question was to some of these good people here was, do you guys do the typical what I call amateur night stuff? You know,
Yeah.
the flowers, candy, little love notes, Valentine's Day card, a dinner, and movie, and that kind of thing.
Uh, no, like flowers are like a regular thing. Like maybe like once a month, like just sporadically, surprise with flowers. Um, for Valentine's Day, it's just more of a reason to spend time together. Have a lunch, have afternoon together, evening together, and we live together, so we're always together. Like it's more like we celebrate Valentine's Day like year round, because we're always doing stuff like that with each other.
Right? I mean, that's the way I see it. It's like if you're with each other like all the time, I mean, day in and day out, year after year after year, doesn't Valentine's Day just become another day? Isn't Valentine's Day more for like the new couples that are together, or
Yeah, pretty much.
kind of a Hallmark holiday?
Yeah, it's all built by the corporations.
Gee, I hope he's got both. That's for sure. Yeah, I was just saying, for some people feel, and I'll say more women than men, at least in my experience, a lot of women feel so obligated to find somebody, to find a boyfriend or have a husband and get the whole wedding and house and everything done. I mean, they just feel obligated, like they feel empty without that.
Yeah, for a lot of women, I mean, even guys too, they feel that that's the life goal. That's, at a certain age you should be married. At a certain age you should have kids. At a certain age you should have a house. Everyone's different, and there's not really, a set age where these things are supposed to be like accomplished. Like me and my
Yep.
girlfriend, fiance, wife. I mean, she's everything, so I'll give her all the titles. I mean,
Yeah.
we had our daughter 3, 4 years into our relationship, and we just got engaged like a year ago. Like, there's no set order, no set way of how you're supposed to do these things.
Yeah. True. You mentioned something about I don't know. I mean, do you feel like by not being married, like you're not either one of you don't have any protection, like from what if you buy a house together and then you're not married, and then what happens to property and things like that?
I mean, like on
Plus,
paper,
plus it's like nobody really needs to commit. You can just walk away at any moment without any penalty or nothing. It's like you just
yeah. But I think when you've been in a relationship long enough, I mean, you have, joint accounts. You have, an agreement with each other. You all know how the other person works and things. Like, you're not going to take that step unless you're 100% sure, like, okay, we're going to do this together, or we're not going to do it together. If we're not going to do it together, we won't do it at all, kind of thing. I mean,
yeah, I
if you're
get that.
really in a relationship and really taking big steps like that, you'll need to have that communication.
So I asked this question to everybody: do you believe in love at first sight? Is that a real thing?
I The romantic in me wants to say yes, but realistically, I don't think there's love at first sight, and I don't think there's lust at first sight. I think it's more of like an attraction at first sight. Because I mean, love isn't just looks. Like, if it's by first sight, all you're going by is looks. You don't know, this person could be the most beautiful person you've ever seen, but they could like complete opposite of what you're into, or have morals that are go completely against what you're into. So I don't really think you can really say like, oh, it's love at first sight when you really don't know the person. And the
So
same thing goes
so
to lust.
so a lot of times, like the first time you see somebody, you're like, whoa. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's lust. It just means that you find somebody physically attractive, right?
Yeah, which is why I said like it's attraction at first sight.
And how long? You said, well, 18 years. Yeah, that's a good amount of time. I this guy that I watch on he gives lectures on YouTube. Some people may have heard of him, Jordan Peterson,
Hmm.
and he believes this, and I believe he's right. A lot of females they have to have their life in order. He says, like by the time they're in very early 30s, they need to start to settle down because they've got a biological clock, a literal biological clock, as far as trying to have children. So they need to have their kids, a husband, a relationship, a house, and all this stuff in order. And men don't have that kind of clock. That's why men are, immature for like a real long time, and a lot of us, not real responsible. There's no real rush to it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like a woman has more of a clock ticking. At least
Yeah.
I believe that.
Well, the way I see it is that's a good way to see one thing, but I think it's better to be along the journey with the woman, for example. Like, I think it would be better to, be with that person as they're trying to land that job, trying to build their, credit, if that's what you want to call it, trying to save up for the house. I think being part of the journey is what's going to make the relationship last. You don't want to meet someone and start dating them once they have everything together because they were able to do this without you. Like, what are you bringing to the table if they were already able to establish their life without you?
But
That's
but
like,
don't, I mean, but do you really think? To me, it's I'm one to think it's like, okay, if I'm talking to women, I'm like, calm down. Why do you have to find somebody? Learn to be happy with yourself.
Yeah, no, I agree
Don't.
with that. You need to learn how to be happy, love yourself before you bring someone else into the equation. You need to make sure you have your baseline before someone else comes in.
Yeah, I'm thinking just. And again, if you got children and everything, kids, that just changes the whole thing.
Yeah, it's
Like
a
I
really
said
big variable.
yeah, I was saying a few minutes ago. I think it was right before you got on. I'm like, once a woman has a child, and then there's a split or a break, a divorce or whatever, and you've got that child, so you're indebted to that child until that kid can really be on his own and handle himself, and he's grown and gone. Typically, it's in their early 20s, and sometimes you're just attached to them like for a long time. If you're close, and that's fine.
Hmm.
But dating, you can't prioritize that stuff. You can't be putting your kids second just because you want to date a guy first and that kind of thing. Don't compromise your kid just because you feel the need to have a guy, or you feel like you want to have a man, or anything like that. I think once you have a child, you give up those rights for yourself,
Yeah,
and you got to live for that child. At least that's what I think.
yeah, but it also goes the same thing for guys. I know some guys that are more of the parent, and if they would have to separate, it's the guy trying to find a woman that would be okay with, hey, I'm a single dad. I got, a kid at home. That's my priority. Um, I mean, there's people out there too where like the dad is the what's holding the family together.
Yeah, when you mean with couples that are
Yeah.
together, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but even like when they separate, I mean, there's single dads out there that are trying to make it work too.
Now, what about the one night stand? Good, bad, doesn't matter.
Depends where you are in life. Like
Must have.
if you're, living the single life, you don't want to be tied down to anyone, but you still need that, if you want to call it a fix. Yeah, one night stands, perfect for you. If you're at that point in the life where you want to have someone home with you during the holidays, someone to, and meet your family, meet your parents and stuff, you shouldn't be going for the one night stands because obviously that's what the other person wants and that's what you're giving up.
But are you in agreement that don't force anything, just let it happen?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not that I'm picking at women, but even guys. I mean, a guy's got a different. I don't know, maybe a different mindset. They're out to. For them, it's more of a quantity than quality. And
I don't know. I would say that there's some women that are the same way. That some women that just want to be able to say that. Like I'm not going to use any names, but I worked with two women like years ago. They were in a sorority together. And while they're in that sorority, they had a contest to see how many fraternity guys they could sleep with.
Really?
So yeah, so for them it was a game. It was an adventure for them. So guys do the same thing. Girls just aren't vocal about it, like when they want to have a conquest like that. I also thought that was interesting that they were purposely sleeping with these guys because they were in fraternities, and it was just like a game for them. And one ended up, getting pregnant. And now they're married and they're together. So I guess in the end, she won the game of life.
And is it unfair that if a woman does that, she's a slut, but if a guy does it, hey, good for you, man. Keep
Definitely. Double standard. I mean, it sucks, and maybe that's why women aren't so vocal about their sexual conquests or anything like that. But
well, I've heard some stories, and I don't know. I've heard some women speak way worse than some guys have.
Oh yeah,
What you call locker room talk, right?
yeah, no, definitely. I've heard the stories too.
Yeah. So what do you do? What is it? What does not that you would know, but people out there? What do you do? What is that female or the guy, whatever, out there dating and just dating, kind of like serial dating, And they even got dating apps or whatever dedicated to speed dating. And the more you date for, it's just like 1 hour date or whatever, and you have as many of those that you can in a week or whatever. I mean, at what point do you just go, you know what? I'm just gonna. I would say just quit looking and just let it happen, as opposed to, yeah, well, I got to pick one of these. I'll just pick one and settle down. I mean, I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Definitely.
There was and then you got to watch out for the shady people. And, I'll say it about guys mainly. And there's a movie on Netflix. It's called The Tinder Swindler. Have you seen this thing?
I've been wanting to watch it. I did a live show last week and everyone was talking about that. I was like, I need to sit down and watch it, but there's so many shows I'm watching as they come on weekly and I don't have time. There's not enough hours in the day.
Here, put it up here. It's on Netflix. It's called The Tinder Swindler.
Yeah, he recently got banned from Tinder. Like he finally got like the axe on the app.
I don't know. He seems to get back on somehow.
Oh yeah, they can't monitor like all the usernames that join up and stuff like that.
But here's a guy who was looking for women, and he'd swindle them out of money.
Yeah.
And the way I saw all this, these women's like, you know what? If you fall for that kind of crap, and you deserve that happening to you. I mean, how do you just meet somebody and then you give them thousands of dollars? Just because
there's some people that are desperate for love to think that will bring them, the relationship that they're seeking. I was listening to a podcast today, and this podcast goes over like scams and grifts and stuff like that. There's one woman in Texas. She was, I think, 67 years old. And she was being catfished by someone posing as Bruno Mars, which I think he's 35, 36.
Mm.
It only took him about 3 days of talking to her, and it was two guys that were catfishing together, but they ended up making $100,000 off of her. Like they were talking to her, they were, sweet talking her, and pretending to be the star, and that they were gonna, live together, that he was going to take her to all these exclusive parties, and she wanted that. She was desperate enough. It's sad to say that she was desperate enough, but she was forking over money.
See, I don't understand that. I mean, to me, that's like desperation. I mean, if you've got, to me, that's like a huge, huge red flag. I mean, even if they say, "Oh, can you give me gas money?" I'd be like, "See you later."
Mm-hmm.
Even with that, $10 or $20, unless it was an emergency or something, it's different. But if it's like constantly happening, it's like, something's not stable around here.
Yeah.
But for somebody who can get swindled out of thousands and thousands, so I don't want to spoil the movie or give it away with how it ended up, but one of the ladies got a little bit of revenge, and she was, I think she should have cut her losses and be happy that she went on with her life. You should definitely watch that, ladies, and if you got daughters, you should make them watch it. And you got to watch out. There's some just dudes out there that are not good.
But it's not always like the big one, because I know there's other scams like on Tinder, Bumble, Grindr, like other dating apps that people use.
Bumble?
To where it'll be, a good-looking guy. He'll match with someone. They'll be talking. He'll say that he wants to meet them and everything, and then he'll just say like, "I really want to meet you. It's just that I'm kind of broke right now. Can I just have like $5 for gas?" And as soon as that $5 gets passed, boom, the person's blocked. If someone's doing that to like 20 women or men a night, I mean, he's making a couple of bucks every night. And if this person is good looking, or at least using photos of someone good looking, he's going to continue to match with people because people are going to think like, oh, I have a chance with this person. So it's like everything from like small, like a few bucks, to someone being able to swindle someone out of thousands of dollars.
So you're saying that one guy is asking for $5, but he's asking 200 women.
Yeah.
Yeah, note to self. It's $5. Okay, yeah.
Because at the same time, like I don't want to attack anyone who uses these sites because I know everyone just wants to find someone, and people might have busy schedules and they're not able to go to the clubs every night. But a large fraction of the people that use these apps are people who are desperate just to find someone, just to find a companion. I mean, you got all these different subcategories of apps where it's like the farmers only, the Christians mingle, they even have one for like single parents now.
There's a paranormal date.
Yeah, back in the day there was Vampire Freaks, which was like a goth dating one. And people are able to target, the type of person. Like, okay, everyone on this site is, into the goth, like vampire fantasy. I'm gonna go and, con these people because I know what they like. It's too easy because you put like your information out there, you put what you're into, your, turn ons, turn offs.
Yeah.
So it's easy for someone to create a persona to fit that just to hustle you.
What is you're talking about 18 years? In a nutshell, what is your recipe for a good relationship?
Oh,
Is there such a thing as a good recipe?
No, because I mean, you don't feel it, but every day is different. Like you have good days, you have bad days. It's all really just communicating with each other, knowing what the other person, knowing that if the other person's not talking to you, it doesn't mean that they're mad. It just might mean that they're having a bad day. Like you can't take everything personal. It's just knowing how to read each other.
Yeah.
Like,
it's give and take, right?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to log on my computer right now. I'm not ignoring you.
No, that's cool. Yeah, so it's I don't know. It's Valentine's Day is definitely, to me, I consider it just another Hallmark holiday. Just another way to get people to spend money, go to a restaurant. Hey, Ms. Garza, welcome.
Yeah, definitely. And I was explaining this to my daughter. I wasn't ruining the illusion or anything, but there's times where I get my daughter flowers and I get my wife flowers because I mean, if one gets one, the other one wants the same kind of stuff. So I usually get them flowers at the same time. And I got them roses maybe about a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
to where I was able to get it wasn't even a dozen roses. It was 15 roses, and it was only like $20. Like really good deal, so that's why they all got roses. And I went to HEB yesterday, and I think it was only 6 roses, and it was up to like $80, $90. And I was like, that's crazy. There are some bouquets that were up to $300, and it's like any other time of the year, this whole thing would only be like $30 max.
Like 25 or $30. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So my daughter was asking for like flowers that she wanted. I was like, I'm gonna get you some. I'm gonna get you some, but like these like are a lot of money. Like I want to get you your roses. I want to get you your flowers. I'm still gonna get her flowers.
Yeah.
But I was just saying like they raised the prices, and I was explaining what we call the Disney tax, because we're like big Disney people. We love going to Disney World.
Oh,
And
boy.
how Disney's like always like a little more expensive. Like, a turkey leg will cost you like 15, $16. Like the same toy you could buy here at like Walmart will be for like $10, will be like $20. So I was explaining like what we call the Disney tax when they raise the prices on it just because it has a Disney logo. So I was like, it's the Valentine's Day tax. Like they know people are gonna want this, supply and demand, and that's why they raise the prices on it.
And price gouging, for the holidays. Yeah, it's you can buy flowers like 2 days in advance. and you'll pay less for them. They'll cost you less, but then if you want them delivered on that exact day, then they charge you like a $25 surcharge. Here, let me remove you and then put you in here. There you go.
Whoops. All right,
There you
that's
go.
better. Like I don't even have a phone stand. Like I was trying to balance it on a battery I have over here.
Fun.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've shared that opinion of mine about single women. I guess I talk mostly about single women instead of men, but I mean it applies to men also. About when you have a child, and you know how that child, what I just said a little while ago, that child is glued to your hip for everything. That's your husband, that's your wife, that's your brother, your sister, your spouse, your boyfriend, your relationship. That kid of yours is your everything. So guess who taught me that? I learned that from a lady on the radio, Dr. Laura. I don't know if you remember listening to Dr. Laura ever.
Sounds familiar.
She would give relationship advice and drama. People would talk to her about drama on the radio. She had a radio show. She was usually on or before what's his name, the radio guy on Sunday night. He's all over the place now. Dr. Drew.
Oh, okay.
She was on like before him or after him, something like that. She'd have a 2 or 3 hour show in the middle of the day. And she said that one time, and it just stuck with me. It's like, you're so freaking right. I mean, you are so freaking right. That's the way it has to be. And I think too many people worry too much about themselves and how they feel when there's a young mind that's theirs, a child, that's who you got to focus on. Forget how you feel. You gotta pretend you feel great and positive every day, at least for the child's sake.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think.
No, definitely.
Whole Foods had a special, 24 roses for $20 if you're an Amazon Prime member. Oh, that's awesome.
I think Costco has like a really good deal like that also.
And just overall, don't look for it. Just be a genuine person. Just be yourself. Yeah. Be real. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to be a big spender if you're not a big spender.
Yeah, know your limits.
Yeah, and don't try to impress the person you're trying to attract by spending money on them or taking them to dinner or paying for this or paying for that, buying them gifts.
No, definitely. Like when you're in the courting stage trying to get to them and like you're putting everything out, like, expensive restaurants, the fancy gifts, expensive gifts. And then once you get them and you're not able to do that all the time, like they're accustomed to, the relationship's not going to last that long.
Yeah.
You're just building it up.
Yeah. And I think you're starting off in a bad way by trying to do stuff that you're not. And then you end up getting yourself into debt.
Yeah.
And for what, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. How about what are some good romantic comedies or movies wise, romance movies?
A go-to one is Love, Rosie. That's one of our favorite movies. We watch it a couple of times throughout the year. And I can't remember the other one. I need to figure it out. It's a movie that she's always watching that I like a lot.
Well, there's a bunch, and a lot of them involve Meg Ryan.
No, if you're looking at 90s, yeah.
I think one of the greatest of all time is You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. Awesome. That's why I call it a cute little movie. There's a movie called When a Man Loves a Woman. We've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. When a Man Loves a Woman with Meg Ryan and Andy Garcia. Oof. Talk about a tough, powerful movie. Oh my God, you can go. There's a movie called Frankie and Johnny. You ever heard of that?
Frankie and Johnny. No.
It's with Michelle Pfeiffer and Al Pacino.
Yeah, I'm
And-
usually really good on movies, so I never heard of that one.
And we're talking real humble people. You know, she's a waitress at a downtown little cheap diner, and he just gets out of prison for doing time for something, and he gets hired as a chef, line chef, a line cook. And their relationship, you know, they live in this cheap little crappy New York apartment, but it's such a cool love story. And I think it's based on a book, Frankie and Johnny, or a play, or both. Frankie and Johnny, great little movie, man. Al Pacino is good with Michelle Pfeiffer in this thing. Check out that one. I'm trying to think what else. What else was?
Oh, About Time. That's the name of the movie. It's actually on Netflix right now if anyone wants to watch it.
About Time?
About Time. It's a really, really good movie. Like, I would say, like, About Time and Love, Rosie are, like, pretty much, like, solid go-to movies for me.
Oh, Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
All right. I can see that.
Like, solid cast. If you look at the cast, like, pretty solid, like, British cast.
Yeah. Domhnall Gleeson, Margot Robbie, Bill Nye.
I love him.
Vanessa Kirby. Yeah. This is it is quite a cast.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Okay, what else? Give me another one.
Um,
I'm gonna look up a few here, see if there's any. Oh, man, there's a bunch of them. Some I don't know that I would consider.
I'm actually wearing
exactly.
one of my favorites, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's a pretty good one too.
What? Scott who?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's a good one. I read like the
Oh, there it is. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. You guys, have any of you ever heard of this? Never heard of it. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, yeah. Brie Larson, Michael Cera, Kieran Culkin, and Aubrey Plaza. Yeah, I'd never heard of that. What year is this?
Yeah, it has
2010.
Chris Evans, Brandon Routh, Anna Kendrick, Mae Whitman. Who else?
Anna Kendrick. Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of hers.
You're not?
Nah, I can't get into her. I can't. I tried. Something about her just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm just not a fan. Forgive me.
It's a good, fun, like movie.
Yeah, I got one. This is a 80s one. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. Some of the, more mature crowd knows what I'm talking about. Moonstruck.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Check out Moonstruck. It's with Cher, a very, very young Nicolas Cage. I don't know if it was his first movie. It had to be one of his first movies. Moonstruck is a classic. Great Cher movie. One of her, and I like Cher acting. I don't like Cher singing or performing. Acting. I can watch her all day.
Let me see another one. I'm trying to think of like guilty pleasures.
I mean, you got to talk about basics like Pretty Woman, right?
Like I feel like some of those are too generic. Like, anyone could like throw out one of those names and everyone's seen it. Like I feel like I like movies that people may have like forgotten about or have heard of but never seen, kind of.
I don't know, man. When Harry Met Sally was pretty good.
That was a good one. Like
Yeah.
there's some like classics like that.
And then recently, Jack Nicholson, Diane Keaton. Something's got to give.
Something's Gotta Give is good. It's Complicated with Alec Baldwin.
Oh man, another
That's a good one.
funny one. And I'm not a fan of his anymore. And not that I ever was.
I was.
Oh, you're talking about 50 First Dates.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a cute movie. If you haven't seen, okay, I'm going to say it again. You guys need to check out Moonstruck. I mean, we're going way back. I know some of you were not even born when that movie came out. And again, I was very young also. But it's a great movie. Cher, Nicolas Cage, Danny Aiello. Yeah, who else is in that? Olympia Dukakis. She's the late Olympia Dukakis. She passed away recently.
I'm a huge Audrey Hepburn fan. I mean, there's a lot of good ones with Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, Casablanca.
Casablanca's a good one.
Oh, great movie. Black and white,
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, but
I was introduced to that one when I took a film class, and I fell in love with that one. But I like My Fair Lady. It's probably like top tier, like Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, My Fair Lady. That's
I like musicals, so like I'll be singing along. Like I'll watch that movie, and for the next 3 days, I have it on my Spotify to where I'm just playing songs from there.
See, there's another fan. When Harry Met Sally. That's a instant classic right there, man. That's one that's a must see. Have you seen it When Harry Met Sally?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Shall We Dance is a good one.
Oh yeah, Shall We Dance is good.
I can't think of. Let me see.
Here, I got the list pulled up here. What do you think about?
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
10 Things I Hate About You. That's probably like more my generation, but like that's a solid movie for me.
Yeah, definitely can see that.
Yeah, Jason Gordon-Levitt, Heath Ledger. Like, that's a good one.
Okay, now I'll throw this movie out, and there's a lot of movies from this era, like you said. Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Do you consider that a romantic comedy? Of course.
Yeah.
Just like 16 Candles. More of a silly comedy, but it had the romantic aspect of it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other solid ones.
Geez, a bunch of movies that I haven't seen in a long time. And you got more modern ones. I don't know. You know which was I think is a good romantic one? The Mexican. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's right. Classic line from When Harry Met Sally, when she goes into the orgasm scene at the mall, at the restaurant. And that lady says, I'll have what she's having. Yeah. Classic.
I feel like normally I could just throw out movies left and right, and I can't think of any right now.
Out of Africa. Was that Meryl Streep or the other lady? Out of Africa. Oh, I'm going to have to look it up.
Out of Africa.
I want to say Julie something. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Oh, Meryl Streep. Yep. Robert Redford, Meryl Streep. Oh, yeah. I remember that. That was like a hardcore romantic movie. Not a comedy, just a hardcore romantic movie. So there's another one. Here, I got one. The Bridges of Madison County.
I think I saw the movie once.
Dude, it's good. You should see that. It's so what's the story? There's a housewife, right? There's a photographer taking pictures, which is obviously Clint Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lady, I think she's married and she has an affair with him over one summer when he was out there in that area taking photographs of bridges and stuff. I think that's what the storyline is. Yep. Now, what about here? Kissing a Fool.
No, I've never seen that one.
Kissing a Fool. You haven't seen Kissing a Fool? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? Oh, what about speaking? I'm gonna pull up Kissing a Fool trailer in a minute.
There's a period in like the early relationship where Nicholas Sparks movies were like all the rage. I mean, there's some solid ones. There's some that I don't like, but there's some pretty decent Nicholas Sparks movies.
Over a weekend. Wait, is that a movie, or are you saying to say watch the movies over a weekend? See, now I'm gonna look it up. Oh, she's probably saying watch one of these, any of these over a weekend. Watch a bunch of these. Unless there's a movie called Over a Weekend, let me know. I mean, but would you consider a movie like Weekend at Bernie's? Would you consider that a romantic comedy or just a comedy?
It has the romantic element, but I mean, it's more of a comedy than anything.
Oh, the affair was over. Oh, I thought it was a whole summer. Okay. The affair she had in the bridges of Madison County was just over a weekend. And then there were a lot of photographs taken, a lot of letters, I think, right? I know it was photographs, or was it mostly letters? And then she passes away. The kids, her children, older children, go to her house to, you start picking through stuff. And they find these letters, and she writes about her affair she had with this guy. Yeah, that's what it is. I remember now. I remember. But it's good. Definitely not a comedy.
Okay, well, we want to talk like romantic comedies where like they're like it's heavier on the comedy part. This Means War is a pretty good one. I don't know if you've seen that one.
This Means War.
Yeah, it's Chris Pine and Tom Hardy. They're like CIA agents, and they're best friends, but they fall for the same girl. So it's just like them like going at each other, like to try and win this one girl over. And I think the girl's
oh, there it is. This Means War.
Reese Witherspoon.
Yep, Reese Witherspoon, Chris Pine, Tom Hardy, Till Schweiger, whoever that is.
Yeah, so it's funny to where it's like two best friends who have all these resources since they're with the CIA, like finding ways to one up each other.
All right, I got another one. Might be obscure for some people. I don't think it's that obscure. Doc Hollywood.
I think I've heard of that one.
Michael, not Keaton. What's the Michael? Oh my goodness. From Family Ties.
J. Fox?
How can I forget his last name? Michael. Oh God, how can I forget?
Is it Michael J. Fox?
Yes, I'm sorry, Michael J. Fox. He plays a hotshot plastic surgeon driving from New York to L.A. Gets into an accident in this small, tiny little hick town, and boom, falls in love. And yeah, great. That's a nice movie. One of my favorites.
Dan in Real Life is a good one.
Oh, I saw that. That was good. Yeah, okay. Man, I forgot about that one.
That's a good one. Like, there we go, single dad, putting his kids first, but then ends up finding someone.
John Cusack. Was it Fidelity?
Fidelity? Okay, I know that one.
Yeah.
There's She's All That. That was like a movie I used to see a lot.
Yeah. I never liked that movie. I mean, it was all right, I guess. Then you got the classic Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Breakfast at Tiffany's is a good one.
If you haven't seen that, guys, you should watch that once in your life at least. Iconic film. Man, there's so Bringing Up Baby. Never saw that.
Let me see. I pulled up a list here.
10 Things I Hate About You.
That's one of my favorites.
Holy cow. So many of these it's been a while. See, Boomerang I know was, but it just never... That was Eddie Murphy and...
Oh, yeah. Steve Martin, isn't it?
Boomerang?
Oh, no, wait. That was Bowfinger. Never mind.
Yeah. Boomerang was Eddie Murphy, and I want to say Robin Givens. Hold on, let me look.
There's Friends with Benefits. That was a pretty good one.
Eddie Murphy. Okay, doesn't say who. Which one?
Friends with Benefits.
Oh yeah. Man, I guess I've seen more of these than I thought. Oh, good one. How Stella got her groove back.
Oh yeah.
Classic. That's a good one. Here, another 80s one. If you haven't seen this one, and it's a comedy, but it is romance. It's Romancing the Stone.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. What about where was it? Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. I like him in some stuff, but not. I can't. I don't think he's done enough. Oh, he did what was that movie he did where he was a student, a high school student?
Well, like early Brendan Fraser, like
was he in a movie called School Ties?
I don't think so. He might have been, but I don't. That's not what pops to my head.
School Ties.
Let me see here.
I know that Matt Damon. I thought he was.
Oh yeah, he was in School Ties, 1992.
Okay. Yeah, and there's Matt Damon. Cole Hauser, who's now on Yellowstone. Rip from Yellowstone. He was in that. He was in Rip from Yellowstone, which is Cole Hauser. He was also in Good Will Hunting.
Oh, Good Will Hunting is such a good movie.
It's another good one, man. Right there. Yeah, it is. Oh, Say Anything. Oh man,
yeah.
That's a good one.
Like, even if you haven't seen that movie, like that scene. Or Say Anything. Like, it's been used so many times, like in cartoons and other movies.
Yes.
It's been parodied a bunch.
Yes. Good one, Ms. Garza. Definitely. Holy crap. That was a good one. Let's see, what else are we talking about here? Lost My Place.
Oh, what do you think of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Never?
Eternal Sunshine. Let me see.
Like, that is a good movie.
That Jim Carrey?
Yeah. And a very dramatic, like, depressing role.
See, I'm not a fan of his. I mean, I was in Liar Liar, I think.
Oh, he was awesome in that one.
And maybe on TV when he was it fireman or fire captain? He was a firefighter captain, whatever. He was burnt to a crisp. I think it was In Living Color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was funny in that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of his kind of comedy. Very silly.
Yeah. Well, this one's not comedy at all. Like, there's nothing funny about this movie.
Oh yeah, real drama.
Yeah, like solid cast, and like it's a very like good movie to sit down and watch.
Gone with the Wind. If you haven't seen that ever in your life, you should at least watch it one time.
Yeah, everyone knows to watch that movie.
Definitely a classic. The same thing with Your Ultimate Love Story, West Side Story. The original West Side Story, the real one.
And so many, like, I think everyone's seen one iteration of it, like whether it's a high school play, whether it's one of the retellings.
Hey, Linda. Yeah, in Living Color, right? I just can't remember what his name, Fire Captain Jim or something like that. He had like very little. It's like his head was he was just incinerated in some kind of fire, and it was funny. You got to see the skits. I think that's where he started.
Yeah. No, this one, it's kind of along with like Truman Show, like to where you just feel bad for this guy. Basically, like the love of his life dumps him, and he does this experiment where someone goes into his mind and starts just deleting all the memories of this woman
No, no way.
So like him in his consciousness, he's going through his memories as they're being like deleted, and he grabs the memory of her, and like they're running, trying to find a way to like, because he changes his mind like halfway through the procedure.
Oh, damn.
So it feels like Inception, like, but a dramatic love story of Inception, like a lot of really cool like camera tricks and stuff that you basically go throughout his whole mind as he's just trying to keep one memory of this girl because he doesn't want to forget about her.
And who's in that? Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
Which then brings us into another romantic movie, Titanic.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say that's a romantic movie or like a tragic drama? Tragic.
A lot of
drama?
romantic movies are tragic.
Yeah.
Like if you look at all the Shakespeare stuff, like those were dramatic, romance stories.
A Beautiful Mind. That's with
Beautiful Mind. I've not heard that movie in a long time.
That's Australian dude. What's his name? Russell Crowe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell Crowe, Jennifer Connelly, to Ron Howard. Oh, Ron Howard's in this thing. Josh Lucas, Ed Harris. Oh man, good cast. Damn, I don't think I've seen that. Mathematician John Nash, who died May 23rd in a car accident, was known for his decades-long battle with schizophrenia, a struggle famously depicted in 2001. Oh, so it's based on a true story. Now I got to watch it. A Beautiful Mind.
Dang. Oh, what about Ghost?
Oh, you know what? That's almost so. It's like that movie. I can't. It's annoying to me now. Now it's annoying to me. No, Linda, I haven't. I have not. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna watch it. I love movies based on true stories.
Yeah.
But Ghost has been played out way too much, parodied way too much.
Well, yeah, like it's almost like when people talk about it, it's almost a parody in itself. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen the show Community.
Community rings a bell.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's this one episode where they're all taking a pottery class, and the pottery teacher has like a no ghost rule. He's all like, I've seen all the iterations of it. Guy on girl, girl on girl, the hilarious guy on guy. He's like, no ghosting in the classroom. And this one guy wants to get dropped from the class, so in the end he ends up going and like goes behind someone and starts doing the pottery with them.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like you talk about ghosts and like that's usually what's brought up.
All right, I got another Demi Moore movie for you. Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal.
Now, I mean, is that romantic or is that just
I don't
indecent?
I don't think I could say that's a romantic movie. Like just the title alone, Indecent Proposal.
Yeah, but it was a couple that was struggling financially, and this proposal is made. Right? Have you seen it or not?
Yeah.
Okay,
but that's okay. Have you ever seen Zach and Mary make a porno?
No.
Okay, because that's pretty much the same thing. They're like best friends, falling on hard times, and they decide like everyone likes watching porno, so like let's make one together, and we'll sell it and make money off of it. And then they end up falling in love and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a retelling, but like I wouldn't consider Zach and Mary a romantic movie.
Huh.
Like, yeah, you take all the raunchiness away, and it's like two lifelong friends struggle together and fall in love together and like live happily ever after. But
I don't know. I guess I've never seen it just because it's got the word porno in the title.
Yeah.
So I just wrote it off as a silly kind of comedy.
Well, it is if you look at the people in it, and I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, and it's a Kevin Smith movie, so that's why I saw it.
Well, my pick for y'all to watch here, I'm gonna pick one and you pick one.
All right.
My pick. Here. My pick for you guys to watch, and sometime in the next week, if you can find it, you can find it, watch it, is Frankie and Johnny. That is a Michelle Pfeiffer, Al Pacino, and great little movie. Really, it really is. Let me see if I can find this. See if I can do this. All right, the music stopped, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. Let me see. And here's another. This is what I was going to show this to you guys earlier. Oops, let me kill this music here. And this is just a trailer for Kissing a Fool. If you haven't seen this,
Oh, David Schwimmer.
nice little movie. Oops, there you go. Now I'm going.
Oh, it has Jason Lee. I gotta watch it.
Come on.
I thought we agreed not to set each other up anymore.
No, I agreed not to let you set me up anymore after that girl who tied me up and came out with that hood and
I'm
cane.
not gonna pull your hair.
What?
I like the hood and the cane. That's me. What up, Chicago?
After years of playing the field,
You've never been in a period where you just didn't want to have sex?
No.
Max found the woman of his dreams.
Max.
Hi.
We have nothing in common. You ever have sex in a Mercedes? I mean, nothing. Did I mention this is a convertible? I think I love her.
You're getting married. It was Maxie's idea.
Maxie? You know each other less than 24 hours. You have pet names?
But after he proposed marriage,
Okay, I'm freaking out. I thought I could handle this.
he made a different proposal.
This is something a guy could only ask his best friend. I need a test.
A test?
Yeah, great movie.
To see if Sam will cheat on me.
Well, I won't do it.
This is my future we're talking about.
I'm not cut out for this.
I think Max thinks that we should be together.
4 shots, vodka. How could you ask me to try and sleep with your fiance?
Do you want to come in?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just, walking by. She thinks I'm uncomfortable around her now, which I am because of your stupid test.
That's perfect. Hammer that home.
Do you want her to go for me?
What are you saying?
From Universal Pictures, David Schwimmer, Chasing Amy's Jason Lee, and Mili Avital.
I just feel something that you've never felt.
This is
Oh,
really
I like her.
awkward.
She's cute.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Kissing a Fool.
Now, I just remembered about another movie, Salma Hayek.
With Jason Lee, they even mentioned it from Chasing Amy. I think Chasing Amy's
Oh,
solid movie. Like, I don't think it came out at the right time. I think it was like a little ahead of its time to have that kind of like plot, but I think it's a good movie. It's like top. I mean, it's a Kevin Smith movie, and all Kevin Smith movies are awesome to me.
Matthew Perry and Salma Hayek movie.
Fool's Russian.
Yes, Fools Rushing In.
That's a good one.
It's another good one. Oh, here, Nadia, the movie that I like her, P.S. I Love You with Hilary Swank and Gerard Butler and Fools Rush In. Yeah, we just talked about that. Fools Rush In is a great freaking film.
Yeah.
Funny ass movie. The scene when he falls into the cactus and he comes home, they bring him home and
He's all tequila.
He's all tequila'd up. Yeah, that's hilarious. Great movie.
Yeah, I like when he's like he's on the ground, he spills it on the floor, and he just starts like vacuuming it up.
Yeah.
Vacuuming it.
Dang.
I guess
Yeah,
if I were to give a pick, and I'm gonna give a pick, and I'm gonna have to wrap it up because I need to finish.
Yeah,
up
that's
some other
cool.
Stuff. Honestly, I still suggest About Time. It's on Netflix. If anyone has a Netflix subscription, they can watch it already. Very unique story. I don't know if you want to just pull up the trailer really quick. I think it's a good.
Oh, okay. Yep. Let me pull it up real quick. About Time trailer. Here it is. Got it.
Like, I'm actually probably gonna go watch this right now because I've just been thinking.
I might go do that. All right, let me pop it up here. All right.
Is going ultra, and so is our best unlimited plan ever.
Commercial,
5G
damn it.
ultra wideband, more cities,
I hate it.
10 times the speed at no extra cost. And how about a 5G phone to go?
I had a
with it?
subscription.
On
I
us.
think
Yeah,
I got to
it's our
update it
best plan
because I
ever.
need to do that.
Verizon is going ultra.
It's totally
so-
worth it to do the
Premium.
The premium. Yeah. All right. This is the trailer to About Time.
My name is Tim, and this is the year that would change my life forever.
Happy New Year!
I just didn't know it yet.
Tim, my dear son, this is going to sound strange, but there's this family secret that the men in the family can travel in time.
This is such a weird joke.
It's not a joke.
If it's true, which it isn't.
Although it is.
But if it was, which it's not.
Which it is.
How would I actually...
You go into a dark place, clench your fists, think of the moment you're going to, and you'll find yourself there.
It's going to be a complicated year.
There you go.
A complicated life.
For me, it was always going to be all about love.
Oh, she's so cute.
I'm Tim.
I'm Mary.
It's my mother's name.
I remind you of your mother.
Obviously, I should have thought this through more. Could you give me 1 second? I'm Tim.
I'm Mary.
I love your eyes.
Do you?
I love the rest of your face too. Haven't even looked further down, but I'm sure it's all fantastic. I'm sure it'll be better next time.
That's good. Some people make a real mess of it the first time.
Amateurs. Some days you want to relive forever. Will you marry me?
I think I'll go for yes.
Some days you only want to live once.
I am so uninterested in a life without your father.
It never occurred to me that I might lose you.
I never said you could fix everything. Not without consequences.
It's so good to see you.
We've never met before.
Oh no, what do I do?
You have to use it to make your life the way you want it to be.
I never know what the future holds, just like everyone else.
Time catches up to all of us, my son.
My dad. Try to live every day as if it was the final day of my extraordinary, ordinary life.
I hope I see you again.
You will. My whole life depends on it.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of a sci-fi element, but it's not. The whole movie doesn't rely on that whole time travel thing, but it just gets you thinking, like, you know, maybe I could have said something different to this one person, and it's a thinker. It makes me think.
And I found my trailer for Frankie and Johnny, the one I picked. Let me pop that up here real quick. And then we'll be done. We'll call it a night then. Hang on. All right. Is that visible? Yeah, okay. Here we go.
The professor just stuck his hand up my skirt again.
You poor old bump.
At Nick's Apollo Cafe,
Oh! Oh! I am so sorry. Are you all right?
it's business as usual.
Thank you.
I need scrambled with bacon, 2 easy overs with sausage, and a Belgian waffle.
I feel good.
But somewhere between the hamburgers
It's so weird seeing Al Pacino.
Look at this guy. He's a hot dog.
I feel good.
a cook with a hunger for life.
My head is full of quarrels, like an egg is full of meat. William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet.
Fell for a waitress
I'm asking you out with me tonight on a date.
Just asked her out.
who's lost her taste for romance.
I want to go out with you, that's all.
No. N-O.
Frankie?
Johnny?
Ooh, I just got goosebumps. Do you know that song?
Frankie and Johnny.
I'm going to back off, but I got to tell you something.
Well, you know, I'd rather you didn't.
I got a crush on you.
Something about a way to talk about
Is that a life?
Yeah, sure. Send out for a pizza, rent a film, that's dinner, and a movie. And I don't have to deal with some jerk trying to put his tongue in my ear.
I love the way you swig.
I feel like you're too needy.
Oh, come on, what is that?
Well, I mean,
What does
I
that
just
mean?
feel like you want everything that I am.
She really likes this guy.
When it comes to the question of love,
I'm okay.
Are you okay?
Personally, I think we should be married. I definitely want to have kids.
Some people won't take no for an answer.
She's falling for me. What can I say?
I'll handle him.
Al Pacino, Michelle Pfeiffer, in a Gary Marshall film, Frankie and Johnny.
We were a couple before we met. Frankie and Johnny, the song.
Didn't they end up killing each other?
She killed him, so you got the edge there.
There you go.
It's a pretty good one.
Cool movie. Fun movie. Definitely is. So Victor's got About Time. I got Frankie and Johnny. Check those out. And we're going to call it a night. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Hope you learned of a few good titles you can watch this week. And Victor, thanks for coming around, buddy.
Yeah, I'm always happy to be a part of this.
All right. You good?
All right.
All right. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for hanging around. We'll talk to you in a couple days.
All right. Good night, everyone.